different comps.
Yeah, and to be honest, like, they just want to be able to play always good comps, and it seems to be working out for them. As I mean, practicing all these classes makes them available to play always a decent comp each season, and together, like, that's what the goal is. Especially Botar and Swapsy, the goal is to always play together and being able to play decent, viable comps. And Q has been popped. We're gonna go into Nagrand as it is the first game of the second series right now. It was 1-0 for Everybody Loves Zyrean, so it's gonna be a match point series for Everybody Loves Zyrean.
Yeah, and Toxic Youth has to do something. Let's see if they can do that with that Boomkin, UA Warlock, and Resto Shaman. If they have to pull that win here, or the point will go to Everybody Loves Zyrean's PhD.
Yeah, I mean, also this was the first series. I mean, the game they lost actually. This is the first game Toxic Youth has lost in tournament, so.
That's interesting. Well, as I said, yeah, it is both two really great teams in here, at least in Europe. So you know that's the reason why the games are so close, and it can go either way. You know, in a best out of three in like the first series, it can really go either way, and that's pretty much what we've seen. All right, I am joining. Alright. Boator, Swapixy, Blockstack.
So this is gonna be interesting to see actually how this comp is gonna work out for them. I mean, the other comp was working, but it kinda just flopped. One change this year and Blockstack flopped, so we're gonna see maybe this Boomkin is gonna be able to keep him up and they're gonna be able to actually out-damage his team. We're gonna see, but I feel like also last series they had no CC on Zyrean actually. There was barely CC on Zyrean. Which wasn't like that in the other games. They had way more CC.
Yeah, I feel just they were under so much pressure overall. You know, I think Boitar he just felt like he was taking so much damage and decided to put his Cyclone, for example, on the DK or the Hunter instead of putting him on Zyrean and letting a bit Zyrean more breathing room to heal and stuff. And I mean, Blockstack was getting a few fears on Zyrean, but it's sometimes not enough with the shields already rolling and stuff. From that Disc Breeze. But important thing to note, Boitar will be playing Alliance right now, so maybe that's something they could have done. You never know. They did play Undead or Horde the first game, Nice and them, and obviously with Human you do get that slight damage increase overall with the extra trinket. And yeah, so we'll see if that actually favors them this game. Obviously Zyrean and them still playing that Alliance PhD marksman with Garx on the Hunter and Joni on the DK. Alright, people are asking for class colors. I don't know if I have them by default in the raid frames.
I do have the raid class colors. It is there, so it's gonna be fun, guys. We do have class colors. If they didn't want class colors, there is class colors, guys.
I think he means they mean in the actual add-on frame.
Oh, I don't know how I do that. Actually, I don't. So sorry, guys, but we are about to go into the game here. And just gonna hide him with toggle the UI, so we're gonna see Fixate into Botar instantly. He's gonna do a lot of pressure into Swapsy here as he's playing that Boomkin and there's Scatter into Botar as well. No chance to see a Sunshot comes in after that, but they're not gonna be able to land a trap out of that, but it's a fair, and Botar's gonna have to tremor that one. Blockstack taking a lot of pressure here, using the pet sack as well, and he has to use his trinket as well. They've been using the Demon Gator immediately, but Blockstack was stuck there, and he has to use his Shell Wall as well. He's dropping to 50%. Botar is gonna try to keep him up here, casting those heals, but also there's a Root Beam into Zyrean. Nice job by Swapsy here, but Swapsy taking so much damage here, dropping to 60%.
Yeah, this is actually not looking really good at all. Swapixy didn't have to use the Heart of the Wild. He is playing with Cenarian Ward, so no NS available, but that extra healing from the Cenarian Ward. And Jodium there dropping so low, has to aim S, Garx has to deter. So much pressure. Zyrean does not have a trinket. If they could land any more CC, it could actually come in their favor. And now Zyrean trying to pick him up, casting those flash heals. And it's important to note that Blockstack does not almost have no more cooldowns, and Boitar does not have a trinket, so any CC coming up onto. But look at Joni and they are just dropping so low. Zyrean doing his best, casting those flash heals onto Joni, and who's still in Unholy Presence, so that's why he was taking that extra damage.
Yeah, but look at Swaps as well. He dropped to 40% HP and he used the gateway, but he's gonna be out of there. But look at Zyrean, he's gonna be able to catch up his team. Gosh is going for the Petra. He's gonna be able to get it. He barely didn't get it in the last millisecond. Nice job by Blockstack getting that fair out. But look, he's just gonna try to get that, and he's gonna be beamed actually on it. Maybe it was overkill. Maybe he could just like clone him or something like that. But whatever. There's gonna be Hex out of Johnny, and he's not gonna be able to break that one. But he's gonna break from damage here. He's on solo HP. He's
Johnny,
dropping to 10% HP.
That AMS, I think he's just, there goes the swap from Zyrean. He's still in that unholy presence. Full fear to Zyrean. Could they make a swap here with the blanket CS or anything onto Zyrean? Maybe that's what they want to do. No, I don't think so. Paint Sub comes up from Zyrean, 10% HP. There's the blanket CS. A little bit too late. Garx has to deter 30% HP. And wow, let's see if Zyrean can actually pick them up. This Blockstack team is such in a good position right now. And it doesn't feel like any more pressure will be coming up. The PSG is just pulling beyond the pillar. There's the Psyphene from Zyrean just trying to recover. Casting these flash heals. PI is back up, so they will be able to recover. But there's, watch out, there's the Demon Soul from Blockstack. Johnny and then playing so defensive, there's Asphyxiate onto Swapixie, but I think they're just eventually going to go down. Look at the health of everybody, and Garx will finally drop. And
wow,
that was just inevitable.
That looked easy, to be honest, for Toxic Youth. Like, I mean, everybody loves Zyrean, had their moments to catch up the game, but really nothing happened. They used the gateway and they disengaged, really using too many cities. Botar never had to actually use any major cities. He used his healing tide and stuff like that, and our mastery, but nothing too huge like Spirit Link. He didn't even have to use an NS that game, I think. And they all took that game easy, to be honest.
Yeah, and I mean, it looked kind of scary at start because Blockstack had to use pretty much all of his cooldowns, regen and dark and then resolve, packed everything, but at the same time they counter pressured him so hard that Zyrean PSG felt so defensive. And I mean, of course they're playing marksman hunter, so it's a bit different than the BM. You know, he's gonna be sticking a bit more fears, so he won't have as much pet damage, obviously. So it's a bit different from the traditional PhD, but good job nonetheless by Blockstack team. You know, so much pressure overall, and it just was a great game by them.
Yeah, and maybe if Toxic Youth takes this one, I don't know if they're gonna be able to deny this comp. I think they're gonna be able to actually deny them playing this comp and force them into playing the Feral Disc Priest, Affliction Warlock. So we're gonna see what happens. If this is gonna happen, if we're gonna go into a second series. But this is gonna be 1-0 for Toxic Youth in this second series. Overall series, it's 1-0 for Everybody Loves Zyrean, but it is match point for the second series in for Toxic Youth here. And Q has been popped, but gonna wait for gates to open, and then we're gonna be able to join and get killed off.
Did you manage to do the class color thing?
Yes, I did.
Alright, great.
People freaking out. Relax, guys. You can, you know, if it's too bad, you can just go into the Russian stream, and you can mute the Russian stream, and you can listen to us. It works out as well. I'm not the best cameraman.
Yeah, guys. I mean, we're doing our best here. Obviously, don't ever really commentate. So we're just here in backup and just to show you guys these great games, these great players. I mean, there's 80 total players in this tournament, $30,000 prize pool, 16 total teams battling for all that prize money to be the best team or one of the best team across the world.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this is kind of a online tournament world championship. Kind of thinking about it like that, even if they were missing out the Korean and Taiwanese and Chinese. But overall, it's real cool. I mean, it's a huge championship for EU and US teams that miss out some more US teams. Like Vanguards, ABN, Jamili, all these other top US teams that didn't manage to participate here.
True. That's true. I mean, obviously, there's no be a tournament or there's even in regionals and BlizzCon, there's always like some players or top players that can't either make it or didn't make it. But at least this is something great. It's new and exciting. It shows you guys great gameplay of the best or some of the best teams across the US and Europe and the Russian servers. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I'm gonna be killed off here. Botar is really slow to kill me. Maybe gonna bash him a little bit off that. Don't even know how to kill a naked rogue. So we're about to go in. Yes, it is.
And what could they change at this point? I mean, what could Zyrean's PhD change? This is their map pick. Maybe they feel like it's going to be better, but it's just so hard. And Fear is, I mean, for this priest, trying to get Fear against the rest of Shaman is close to impossible unless Joni managed to steal some of these Fears and force the Tremor by himself. It's just so hard overall. I think Bluck's deck was actually not playing with the Imp this game, because I did see the Blanket CS, the Blanket Spell off.
I think he actually summoned it and did use it, because I think
that's possible.
so.
He could have pre-summoned it, that's true. But it still seems it's really hard to land traps overall if they can just eat the traps, then they just deny Fears. But we'll see how they make this happen.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think it's... Maybe they can do like a Zerg tactic, I'm not sure. Maybe they can do a Chain CC, it's gonna be too hard. So maybe actually it's really Zerky on Botar, just take them and I will leave him. But it's gonna be hard with the gateway, that's the thing, like... It's such a denial for this comp. I mean, they're gonna always be able to disengage, get a huge distance from them if they're in a lot of pressure. But maybe if they can grip Botar into the open, fixate him, just keep him in the open, you know, and stack up the Necrotics, and I think he's gonna be like force everything immediately. Because that is kind of scary.
And I mean, as I said, first game, so swapping his playing was that Sinar Noir, so that extra healing is actually huge. If they can stop that PhD's pressure, they can eventually outlast them like we saw in the first game. And I think that's a good choice. So we'll see how they handle it this game.
Yeah. So Demon Gateway has been being casted by a block stack here. The PhDK going in, Spirit Shells being casted out by Zyrean, trying to just make sure they have these huge shells before they go in. Block stack popping in Demon Soul immediately, but I kind of don't agree because they might have shells and stuff, and it might be fine, you know. But maybe they weren't 2 huge shells, and he's like, okay, I'm just gonna get counter pressure immediately. But Blockstack and Botar have to use their trinkets here. A lot of pressure coming in from Everybody Loves Zyrean, but look at this AoE pressure. Look at there's a full hex into Zyrean actually. It's gonna break. I don't know what broke it actually. Maybe DPS. But look at Johnny. He's on 40% HP. He's taking so much pressure. PS has been popped. Blockstack on 20% HP. He's taking so much pressure. And he's CC on Botar. He's gonna drop here. And
Hard has been used, so they will be fine. But look at Johnny. He's just in that Holy Presence. I guess he just wants to do more damage. But the team of Zyrean is slightly rotting down. Zyrean still has his trinket. He does go for the meld flash shield to not be interrupted, and he's starting to pick up his team slowly back up. There's the asphyxiate. I'm not sure if we'll see a trap after that. The gargle has been popped. They're trying to counter pressure, but they're all gating away when as soon as they see that gateway. Great job by them. They're just playing so great. Bortar stuck in that fear. I'm not sure why he's not tremoring. I guess he actually wants to save it or did not have it. I'm not sure. But look at Zyrean. Johnny just trinketed that. Hall of Terror. Zyrean still has trinket available, but what can they really do? I mean, there's going to be so much CC coming up on Zyrean soon. I feel like he's going to have to trinket, but at the same time, a Blockstack taking a lot of damage and taking that gateway back.
Yeah, and they're just using the gateway back and forth, and that's the reason like why they're not gonna drop. Both are doing so good mana a lot better, but if they fix it into Botar, aren't gonna be able to follow up. I mean, he doesn't have trinket available. There's gonna be full trap, and if they're gonna denial that dispel, it's gonna be dispelled or get out of it. And healing that has been blocked with Blockstack still
10% HP.
There's a monkey stun, and he's gonna go down.
What PhD does, I mean, that was just a scatter into silent shot onto Bortar and asphyxiate, not remember right, and it just turned that pressure around so fast. That's what PhD can do, you know. Bortar, no trinket, it was coming up so soon, like about 20 seconds, 15 seconds. Heart of the Wild was already used. They pretty much had nothing, and that's, as I said, that's the power of PhD. They can just drop someone like instantly like that. So good job by them.
To be honest, I don't know what Blockstack and Botar actually had to trinket him in the start, because he got CC'd and everyone was in high HP and he just trinketed. I don't know what he trinketed, I didn't actually realize, because I was looking at Zyrean as they were on so much pressure.
I think he trinketed and asphyxiated. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't remember him trinketing a trap or anything. I don't remember being there so many traps on him. So I think he probably trinketed scatter and asphyxiate and try like healing tide instantly, something like that. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, me neither, but this is gonna be tied to 1-1 in the second series, but it's match point for Everybody Loves Zyrean. If they actually take this, they're gonna win the overall series there. If Toxic Youth wins this, we're gonna be able to go to the third picks and bans, the third series of the first game of the day. So we're gonna see what happens here and see what map Toxic Youth is gonna decide to pick.
And I mean, it was their map pick, so maybe that's why they favored them. Well, I guess it's a pretty good map for PhD because they have that constant pressure going on. The gateway does not go that far, so they still have an easy time, I would say, to get back to the targets. Maybe that's what made the difference. But now it's gonna be their map picks of Toxic Use, and I mean, if they play it like they did the first game, it should be going in their favor of of SwapXC's block stack and Boitar's team. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. If maybe it was the map that, I mean, as you said, maybe it was just the map. And now that, I mean, this is a huge favor actually of, if it's a map difference, it's a huge favor of winning the first game, because if you lose the second one, you're still gonna be able to go and do a pick on the map the third game, and you're gonna be able to take it, and you're gonna take the series, the first that series. So there's a huge advantage of actually getting to win the first game if it's a map difference.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, if everything goes well, they should be. I think they're confident enough to know that they will win. I think they just need to really rotate those cooldowns. Maybe SwapXC could have saved that Heart of the Wild. I'm not too sure. They pretty much popped everything at the same time, you know. Popped that resolve, that regen, and then, you know, SwapXC was just scared. And at the same time, you know, when you're in a tournament, you just want to play safe. You do not want to risk it. So he did go for the Heart of the Wild at that exact same time. Maybe if they could try and delay their cooldowns a little bit, but at the same time, you know, it's so hard because the PhD does so much constant damage, and they can just really drop, as you've seen, anybody at any time. And yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, but maybe they should, if Toxic Youth actually manages to go to the third series, maybe we're gonna see them ban off the DK and maybe play versus the Jungle Cleave. And to be honest, I haven't seen too much of people banning out the DK from for Everybody Loves Zyrean. I mean, they've been always being able to play that PhDK, so...
Yeah, I guess people prefer actually fighting a DK than a Feral. I'm not sure, I guess...
I'm not sure as well.
Depends.
I would say the Feral, actually, but we'll see.
Alright. And yeah, Toxic Youth has to actually win this game to be able to do the comeback and do another best out of 3, or they will the point will be giving to Everybody Love Zyrean. So this is a really important game for them.
Yeah, I mean, if they actually lose this, they're gonna get 0 points, and that's the worst thing that can happen to you in a series. Like, getting 0 points is definitely disappointing. I mean, you're on 1-2-1 and the other team is a match point. We're like, at least give me 1 point, you know. That's at least you want, you know. So
for sure. And I mean, it's a tough situation to be in, but at the same time, it goes so fast. Best out of 3s can go either way. Games can go so fast. So we'll see. And I'm sorry, I'm delaying everything a bit because I forgot to take my pretty rogue gear off. I'll do that next game. All right. Here we go, match point for Everybody Loves Zyrean. On the left side of your screen, you have Zyrean's PhD. Right side of your screen, SwapXC's Boomkin, Lock, Wrestler Shaman. Here we go.
Yeah, and they're just gonna use that and get that Demon Gateway up, and it's gonna get custody. It's not gonna be interrupted. Everybody Loves Zyrean just stacking up them huge shells before they go into the fight, as Blockstack likes to get that, pop that Demon Soul immediately and just get that AoE pressure rolling. So huge shells definitely important there. But look at Johnny, he's taking so much damage immediately. Demon Soul has been popped. Zyrean taking a lot of pressure as well. He's just using the inner focus to get some heals off before he gets interrupted. Johnny's still on taking a lot of pressure here. He's on 50% HP, dropping to 60%, 30% HP. Garcia as well, below 30% HP here, taking so much pressure. Zyrean on 30%. His team is just all dropping. This looks like such a hard game for them. This is so hard. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this will end really soon. Zyrean, what is he gonna do? I mean, 10% HP, has to cast his flash heal. Look at Zyrean's positioning. I mean, he was in the middle of the map, like, and he wasn't even getting CC'd, but there was just constant damage coming up. But that's the Boomkin cooldowns. That is the Demon Soul. Now I think they're gonna slightly recover Blockstack, you know, using that gateway back and forth. They still all their trinkets available, but look at Zyrean's health, Johnny's MDR's health. They're all dropping so low, and this is a great game for SwapXC on them.
Yeah, I mean, if there was any season Zyrean, I'm 100% sure they would have flopped. But there's actually a Solar Beam into Zyrean, but he's going to be able to walk through that as there was no route. But SwapXC taking most of the damage here. He's on 50% HP. He's going to be able to run back here. He's going to actually use that shield wall of him as he uses Symbiosis to get from the Volok. There's a scatter on both. There's no follow-up CC on that, but he's going to be fine. Johnny has to pop his Trinket here, trying to just maintain his pressure here. On Blockstack, taking so much pressure, he's going to have to use his shield wall, scatter into Botar, as it's going to be DR'd as well. But look at Zyrean's mana. mana. 1% mana. He's going
Yeah,
for
this
a
is really hard. Joni did steal a fear and put it onto Swapixy, but Zyrean's Shadow Fiend actually got feared full, so for the full duration, he's now going for the Spectral Guy's Drink. He really has to. Joni MDR still in that unholy stance. Does he have AMS? Yes, he does. He's gonna use it soon. There's a full fear into Zyrean. He decided to trinket it. Casting Dispense's Gark still caught in the fear, and look at Boysor's team. They're such in a good shape right now. They really need to maintain this pressure. Zyrean is actually going to go There goes the flash heal, was inner focus, but what do they have left? I'm not sure if they need to somehow counter the pressure, but Boysor still has a trinket, so I'm not sure if they will land a kill eventually, and Zyrean has 1% mana. There he goes the drink. Let's see if they can actually deny those drinks.
Yeah, and he's gonna get a one tick, but look at Johnny. He just spikes down to 30% HP, immediately goes to drink. He's gonna fall back so much, but Johnny actually comes back behind the pillar, uses AMS, and he's gonna be fine. That's what he did, and now they're gonna be able to recover a little bit, but he pops that PI. He's on 1% mana again. I don't know if they can recover from this ever, man. They're gonna be able to always.
I think Zyrean should try Holy, seriously. Like, he probably never tried Holy, because I swear, when you play Holy, you actually never go and you can top people so easily, but I guess he's never really played a Holy spec. There's the attempt on the trap. It was eaten by Swapixy. Great job by him. Scatter onto Boytor's. Zyrean really needs to drink. This is important. Garth is reviving the pet. Joni doing fine. You know, he has his AMS coming up in 5 seconds. Zyrean casting those slow heals, because he really needs the mana right now. Look, he's just not regenning much. Shadow Fiend won't be coming up for another 2 minutes. What can they really do at this point? Blockstack team need to apply the pressure. There's the full fear. No trinket onto Zyrean. It has break from damage.
Yeah, and Zyrean's gonna get refared after that. Gar's taking most of the heat there, and Boomkin cooldowns has been popped there. And to be honest, I don't see him recovering from this. He's using a melt here. He's trying to use that inner focus to get some heals into Gar's here, as he's in a lot of trouble here. They're all taking so much pressure here, but seems like they're thinking, like, this is the thing. Also, the bad thing about Toxic Use comp, they can't. It's really hard for them to actually finish off someone. I mean, look at Zyrean. He's tapped on mana, completely tapped, and they still can't finish off the game. So, I mean, they can always actually get a chance to see on both sides. He doesn't have Trinket. Yeah.
If they couldn't get any pressure, maybe they could someone counter it. There's actually the asphyxiate on the Blockstack. You know, they're playing defensive. Blockstack did put a gateway on top of their pillar. Zyrean decides to PS onto the Garth, but look at that mana. What can you do? The pet is feared. Joni finally decides to switch presence. There's the AMF. There's the beam onto Zyrean. He actually trinkets the root. He gets freedom, but he can't even shield himself. 10% HP. He goes into Spectral Guys, but Joni MDR will probably just fall from the dots on the other side, and that's what's going to happen, and it is all tied up.
It's all tied up 1-1 in the overall series here. Both teams are awarded 1 point no matter what happens in the third series. So we're gonna go into the third picks and bans. And as I said, guys, earlier, I can't go into the screen region. So maybe if you guys just went to the Russian stream and checked out the stream and just muted that one and didn't and listen to our stream, would be nice, as I can't really do it. And you can also tweet at me at RylezWow if you have any predictions as what's gonna happen or anything about the tournament overall. And do you have a Twitter, Zuniaki, as they can tweet at you? Zun? Zuni?
Yes.
Do you have a Twitter?
Yeah.
They can tweet at you.
I do not.
You do not.
I do not have a Twitter, but they can definitely send them to you, or just put some questions in the chat, and we can definitely answer some